Hello, hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk about things like love, spirituality, love attraction, all of that juicy goodness. I have a success story for you guys. This is a really, really good one. This is a perfect example about how the universe works right before you're about to level up, right before you're about to call in more money, maybe start a new business. And you might experience these things that happened to my client. And what I want to teach here is that it's perfect, it's normal, and it's what you want to look for. It's confirmation that you're on the right path and you're moving in the right direction. So, this client who recently just joined my mentorship, and she actually manifested a free mentorship. So, I did a session with this woman I think it was a couple months ago, or maybe even longer. And she wanted to join my mentorship in the past, but we just did like a one off call to see where she was. And we were working heavily on her story around money. She works in healthcare and she's working a certain job. And at the time of our call, she was looking to branch off and kind of start her own business, doing exactly what she's doing, just in a different way. And she kind of wanted to have the freedom to create her own hours and attract those certain patients and clients that she wants to work with. And the way she wants to help them is specific to her niche and what she's good at. So I was coaching her to work on her money story so that she could feel good receiving, so she could feel worthy of attracting clients, because she was still feeling the ick around people paying her for what she loves to do. Right. So she was feeling like she can't really do what she loves to do and make a good amount of money doing it. So that's specifically what we were working on months ago. And she didn't join the mentorship because her and her family were, going through this transition. They didn't have the extra money to spend. We honored it. We let it go, and she just let time pass, but she did the work. She continued to work on that money story. She continued to not be stressed every time she was paying for something. And she was witnessing herself when she would buy things for herself. She felt like she had to do it in secret from her husband because she had this fear, like, I shouldn't be spending this. And it was directly related to her parents in childhood and how they had a relationship with money. So she was working on this on her own. Well, the current job that she's at, they have an opportunity to get bonuses, and it's like a new thing. The structure of it changed a little bit. So they have this possibility to get a big bonus. And she knew this, and she was kind of grinding to make it happen for herself, but also kind of trusting and letting go. And then September came around and she had all of this upheaval. Something happened with a refrigerator. Her dad got awful news about his health and his heart, and it was a resurgence of something repeating itself. And the doctors kind of said, listen, we can't do anything else. So she was really in a low space. And she's like, I'm about to, put my website up in October, and she's about to transition into this new business that she's created. And then in September, all of this was happening. So her ego was telling her, like, oh my gosh, is this the universe telling me I'm going down the wrong path? I don't know what to do. And she didn't reach out to me. She just kind of suffered and went through it for the first 2 to 3 weeks of September. And then by the third week, she got a message that her bonus was coming in. And they said it was going to be around $6,000. I think it was $6,000 or $7,000. And she was like, what? She's like, I totally thought it was going to be more than that. I think I calculated that it was going to be way higher. And she was so frustrated. And she was like, this really feels like I'm on the wrong path now. She's like, maybe I'm not supposed to be branching out and starting my own business. So she sat with it for a week, and I think that's around the same time the refrigerator thing happened. So it was just complete chaos, like losing money, things breaking down that you need to pay money for, and then worrying about her dad and grieving her dad's loss before it even happened. And then she reached out to my mentor because she was like, I need to do something and I need to get some nervous system work done. And my mentor is super overwhelmed right now with stuff going on in her life. So my mentor contacted me and was like, Michelle, can you help so and so? Because I know you sent her to me to get extra work done, but she's like, I don't have the space for it. And just 2 weeks ago, I had a client who I worked with a year ago, and we raised money for him to pay for a flight home after his brother had passed away. And he was homeless. His grandmother passed away. His brother passed away. He broke his leg. He had all these things going on. And we raised money in my community. We gave him $600 so that he could fly home for his brother's funeral. And he was so impacted by that kindness that he, a year later, just this month, booked a session with me and was like, Michelle, thank you so much. You and your community just totally showed up for me. I want to give back and I want to give you $1,800 and I want you to put this towards a free mentorship for someone in need. So meanwhile, I had that money sitting in my account and I was waiting to kind of, wait for the right client to come along. And I kept praying to the universe. And here is this client. My mentor texted me and then she texted me and she's like, "Hey, I'm going through a really hard time. Can I book a session with you?" And I was like, I have a surprise for you. So I gifted her the free mentorship on the same day that she got the news about her dad. Now, talk about divine intervention. Talk about God completely showing up for her and letting her know, like, hey, I got you. You just got this news. You are going to get support through this process. You're starting your new business next month. You think you just lost some money with the bonus, but God was showing up going, hey, I'm bringing you money. I'm bringing you $1,800. And she was shocked. She was blown away. All this time, she was thinking she was going down the wrong path. And then I showed up in her phone and was like, surprise, here's $1,800 and you get a free 6 weeks with me. And she was just like, this could not have come at a better time. And on our first call yesterday, she tells me that the bonus was wrong. The lady calculated the numbers wrong. And a week later, she emailed her or called her and was like, hey, I'm so sorry. That number was wrong. You're going to be getting $15,000. So my client manifested $1,800, the free mentorship all in one. And then she manifested 15K. So isn't this just the most magical story ever? I could not be more excited to be working with her, with supporting her dad's health crisis, and being able to support her as she's starting her new business, because I know so much about starting a business and how much it's all energetics. It's all your self-concept, who you believe yourself to be. So by the end of the call, we already gave her a ton of assignments and tools to work on until our next call. And it was just so magical. She went through so much chaos in the beginning of September. And I told her, we're going to reframe September as a really awesome month, because she kept seeing it as the worst month in a really long time. And I was like, girl, you manifested 15K, 1,800, a free mentorship, and support through your dad's health crisis. I was like, that's a really good month. And that's the polarity. We have to experience a little bit of breakdown, a little bit of the darkness to appreciate the light and to receive the light into our vessel. So then we can walk through life knowing, okay, no matter what is going on, I'm literally always provided for. And the universe just totally showed up for her in the most magical way. And I'm just over the moon. And I asked her if I could share it as a success story. And she was like, please do. Oh my gosh, yes. So I'm excited to see what more she's going to create. Because I told her, I was like, this $15,000 is just the first wave of your abundance. I was like, you are just starting out your business. I was like, open up those arms, open up that bank account, because you're about to receive so much more. So I want to encourage all of you to not lose hope right when there's breakdown happening, right when you think everything is crumbling and you have these big bills to pay, or maybe you're dealing with a sickness or an illness. Just hold the line. Your vessel is being poked and prodded and you're being shaken to the core, because you got to release the fear. You got to let go of that feeling of I'm not okay. And spirit and God is wanting you to be grounded and say, I'm taken care of no matter what. Something good is right around the bend, and I'm going to hold the line and I'm going to trust that I'm being shaped and prepared for this. All right, lovies, I hope you enjoyed this story. If you want to work with me, hit the link in the comments. I do one-off calls. I do a 6-week mentorship. I love helping women trust in their intuition and follow that inner guidance system and co-create the life of their dreams. All right, I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for supporting me, my daughter, and our channel. All right, peace out.